Welcome back to SwitchCorner. My name is Alex and today we're going to be taking a look at eShop deals covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. This one is any price goes, so it can get expensive quickly. If you want the cheaper side of things, check out Thursday's edition where I keep everything sub $10. Also on that one I am giving away right now a Super Mario Game & Watch and two $10 eShop gift cards. I've linked that competition down below in the pinned comment if you do want to check it out and enter. In this video then also I still have the two winners to announce from last week's video for... So quickfire as is the norm this week, we have 25 games to cover. Pretty sure though the deals right now they are outdoing what we saw around Black Friday, which is seriously impressive. First up those shooter fans, Iron Fury, it's back on sale with 30% off. It's a great game, well worth a look. I featured it in my top shooters list for the Nintendo Switch, which I will be linking down below with all the reviews of games I've done in today's list. But this one, it comes from 3D Realm, the team behind Duke Nukem. They even use that same engine, and how do they deliver? Set out as Shelly Harrison though to take down Dr. Heskell. The only complaint may be it's running at 30 FPS, but enter the Konami code and you will unlock a favorable frame rate. Paradise Killer is a seriously unique title that on the Switch I can't name another one quite like it. The idea here is it's a world where gods oversee the land, but they need to relocate every few years because this world basically explodes. This would be good though, that move is coming up. But those gods, the council, they've been murdered. Now you need to set out in this first-person detective adventure and basically figure out what happened. It's extremely adult with its tone, ideas and theme, but it's perhaps the most unique cast of characters I've seen in 2020, and it's well worth this current 30% off. Let's go big, probably my favourite RPG of 2020, Trails of Cold Steel 3. It sees a sizable 50% off, and this is the first ever sale for my friends over in the UK, EU and Australia, and only the second for those of us here in the US and Canada. Continuing the legacy tale though, you'll basically take on the role of Reen Schwarzer, who is now a teacher training the next generation of heroes in traditional turn-based combat on foot and in mechs. Yes, it's got a lot of lore if you haven't played the first two games, but I hadn't, and I still managed to figure it out and I had a great time. Now I'm actually going back and playing the original two on my PlayStation. Roguelike fans maybe then check out Neon Abyss with a new all-time low of 25% off. Not the best in the genre honestly, but it's for sure up there still as one of the better experiences. As Team 17 they kind of wash it with this great sense of humour and cartoon-like neon visual style. Expect some decent challenge, but the most fun here, the eccentric collection of weapons like the cat gun and the balloon gun. I like the general vibe this one outputs, even if towards the end of the game I will say it gets a tiny bit repetitive in the scenery. Team 17 again now with the recent Going Under, which switches out that 2D for a more third-person isometric style. The idea here in this world, when startups fail, they sink into the ground and all the staff, they basically become mutants. Your job, you're essentially a debt collector recovering goods owned by your company. The controls take a little while to get used to, but once you get it, it's fast-paced, it's a roguelike but good for newcomers, it's pretty simple stuff, and the whole tongue-in-cheek commentary on the world of startups, it is a fun one. All-time low here too at 25% off. The third and final game from Team 17 then, the Survivalists, also with 25% off. I reviewed it on the channel, I adored it. It takes the escapist style and throws you into a survival scenario. Basically here you wake up shipwrecked and now you must survive these islands, whether that's combating the locals, getting on your ship and kind of sailing around, gathering resources, building up a location or even exploring dungeons. It's completely up to you. It's not hardcore as survival goes, there's no permadeath here, so it may be a good choice for those of you that like the idea of the genre without the intensity, but it is especially good and you should definitely check it out online with up to 4 players. Next up then, Alwa's Awakening. It goes on sale with 50% off, and this is a great little metroidvania with that 8-bit style. It's simplistic stuff, but those who like their retro should take a look. It started out as in fact an NES homebrew, so you kind of get the idea of what to expect if you know that kind of era. I really enjoyed it though, not the longest of games, but like some fun puzzles and enemies, and the soundtrack is pretty incredible in all its chiptune glory. It also received a sequel as well, known as Alwa's Legacy, which upgraded the 8-bit to 16-bit and pretty much, from what I understand at least, improved across the board. I haven't played this one myself, it's going to be my pickup this week, but if you do want to see a review on it, I've linked one down below from my friend over at Star or Shovelware, who's a big fan of the Metroidvania style, so he should be able to give you a good idea of what to expect. A game that honestly exceeded all expectations for me now, Samurai Jack Battle Through Time. I had this feeling of kind of like cash grab going in, but it was surprisingly a fun little third-person adventure. Doesn't really change much from beginning to end, but I enjoyed it kind of for what it was, an excuse to hack and slash my way through this world. They did a great job of capturing the spirit of Samurai Jack, and the visuals are spot on, and I think fans should take a look if they like the idea of like a new adventure from the original creators with this current 30% off. Before our first winner of the week then, I feel like it's a good time to bring up Hades. For many this will be Game of the Year, no question, and also with good reason honestly. Supergiant, they delivered what is one of the best roguelikes in recent memory, with this setting around the idea of defying the god of the dead and escaping the underworld. Fantastic dungeon crawling though, great mechanics, and it's just like so highly polished that if you don't already own it, jump on it now with 20% off, you will not regret it. It even won Best Action and Best Indie at the Game Awards 2020. So our first winner of the week then, Ryan, who pointed out too many good games, too little time. Pretty sure that's a feeling we all get at one point or another as Switch owners. Last year, I in fact tried more games than days in the year. So it's all about hunting out the best experiences and of course those gems. Congrats though Ryan, drop me an email to claim your code. We still have a second winner coming up, but first of course let's take a look at a few more games. Another heavy hitter for you now, Octopath Traveler. We haven't seen this on sale in about 9 months, it's pretty rare, but it's back with 50% off. This is a masterpiece of an RPG from Square Enix, which embraces that old school 16-bit style but blends it together with modern elements and backgrounds to create something that truly feels unique. Set out on an adventure though with 8 different heroes, 8 different stories, and basically jump between each to determine your path to victory. A ton of depth here, a whole lot of loot, great turn-based combat and a stunning soundtrack to top things off. I'd say though here with this one, check out a full review because there's a whole lot here. So yeah, maybe see the mechanics, make sure they're going to be for you before you spend your cash. Beat 'em up fans, River City Girls back on sale with 30% off, and yes, it's more expensive than most in the genre, but it's also more than worth the cash. It's blending together not only that side-scrolling beat 'em up action you love, but almost RPG elements too, with things like weapons, items, and even abilities to upgrade our heroines. This time though, Kunio and Riki, they have been captured, and you're setting out now to get them back. This one, the typical playthrough, you're looking at around 7 hours, but completionists, well north of 10. Shooter fans, Hypercharge Unboxed is back on sale with 30% off, recently winning an award for Editor's Choice from IndieDB. Absolutely deserved. Taking the idea of toys to life, so think Small Soldiers, it throws you into one of the best looking games visually on the Switch. They just get all the power they can from the console. It has a ton of options then, set around wave-based shooting, and even has some mini games. I've had a fair few videos on this one, from reviews to coverage on updates, which I will link down below, but I wanted to give them another shout out as we close out 2020, just because honestly, they've been great supporters of the channel this year. Alright, so plenty of comments on this one since the sale began, but Risk of Rain 2. This one's a multiplayer roguelike, and while the original was this, fantastic 2D experience, this one took the formula, dialed it up to 11, and then threw it all into a third-person world. The idea, simple, escape an alien planet, but it's the mechanics that are so addictive. You'll be hunting for loot, unlocking new survivors, each with unique skill sets, and then crafting to build an arsenal that will no doubt save your life. A nice little 20% off here just to make that decision that bit easier. Strategy fans, I like to talk about this one, Invisible Ink. It's an overlooked gem if ever there was one. Tactical espionage is the name of the game, and you will be controlling agents who infiltrate the most dangerous of locations. It's a turn-based strategy set around a grid system. Think small scale battles, but here stealth is as important as setting up that next attack. With some fantastic locations though, a clean visual style and a whole lot of customization to impact your playstyle, I am a big fan. This one it even includes a DLC and it's just a great game, especially with this 30% off. Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town now is for those that want something a little bit on the slower side of things. While there is honestly better on sale this week, which I'm coming up to shortly in this video, this is still a great game for farm sim fans. Starting life as a Game Boy Advance game, this takes that same experience but gives it a complete overhaul. It's a simple enough premise as you tend to this land, get married, go fishing, cook meals, all that good stuff. It's one of those games basically you can pick up 15 minutes here and there, or even just sink hours into. 40% off is a new all-time low though, and we don't see this on sale too often. Before we get to the second winner of the week then, last week we had a ton of pretty amazing, honestly, UK, EU, Australian exclusives, so I just quickly want to recap a few of my favourites because they have now joined the sales here in the US and Canada. So first up we get Phoenotopia with 25% off, a Zelda 2 influence adventure. Nexamon Extinction with 20% off, think old school Pokemon with that one. Fight Bastards with 30% off, a first person roguelite with a whole lot of character. Cuphead, probably one of the best Switch games out there with 30% off. And then I mentioned two physical games as well. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is now on sale in the eShop across all regions for a huge 50% off, and Immortals Phoenix Rising drops its price on the eShop across all regions also with 33% off as well. Fantastic games, pretty much all of those are must buys in my opinion. Our second winner of the week then, now before our last two games, and they're probably my personal favourites of the week, but this code is going to Juan, who highlighted Journey to the Savage Planet and Kentucky Route Zero, two incredible games for the Switch that are still on sale right now. Congrats though Juan, drop me the email to claim that code, and everyone else remember to drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. Our penultimate game of the week then, this one it is Bug Fables The Everlasting Sapling. I wasn't overly impressed with the Nintendo Switch take on Paper Mario, honestly. They continue to kind of simplify that series. It's absolutely not necessary. This one, it's the Paper Mario I think a lot of us wanted, and it's for sure not shy about its influences. Capturing the magic though of the earlier entries in the Paper Mario series though, they absolutely delivered with this adventure that lasts around 25 hours, and it's set around the idea of three heroes on the hunt for treasure and immortality. A great cast though and cool little setting, I really liked it, and it's got to be up there as a personal favourite of mine for 2020. It even received a free update adding extra quests, bosses and gameplay tweaks. 30% off here, this is a new all-time low. The final game of the week then, this will for sure be a top game of 2020 for me, and that's it, another week down. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I know the eShop went down yesterday, it got so busy, so no doubt we've got a whole lot of new Switch owners out there who are looking for some great deals and some great games to experience. Remember then, drop a comment below to enter this week to win one of the two $10 eShop gift cards, and then I've also linked that competition from Thursday's edition to win either the Game & Watch Mario edition or gift cards as well, so do check that out as well. Then a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. Helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. If you do want to check that out, I have linked it in the video description down below. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.